Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and today I thought we'd have a little look at this thing. What we've got here is it's badged as a Micronic 1000, and from what I can find out what it is, it's a little Z80 based handheld computer from the 1980s. And now it's not like your handheld you'd have today that you could play games on or anything like that. It's more like a data input device used, say, in a warehouse or something like that. And I just thought it was something interesting to have a look at and see if we can indeed get it to do anything. I have tried putting batteries in it. It wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't power up or wouldn't respond at all. So I thought what we'd do is crack inside it, see if we can get some power on it and see if it actually will power up and do anything at all. So it's quite an interesting little device, obviously quite well made. I couldn't find a whole amount of information about it. I picked it up off eBay for, I think, not more than a couple of quid. It was very cheap. It's not in brilliant condition, but I thought it'd be something fun to have a look at, perhaps do a teardown of, so that's why I got it, and that's what I thought we'd do. So, I mean, the battery compartment doesn't look horrendously corroded or anything. In fact, it doesn't look corroded at all. But I couldn't get any, like I said, I couldn't get any signs of life out of it when I tried 4 good double A's in it. So let's get inside it and see what we can see. We're not going to get very far with a flathead on the end of there. Now, where have my screwdriver bits gone? This is the only problem with doing any tidying up at all. I can guarantee after you've tidied up, you spend more time looking for the stuff you've tidied away than if you've left it all in a mess. Where have they gone now? Ah, there they are. One box had eaten them. Excuse me. Right, what we want a reasonable size Phillips. That should do us. There we go. You're going to fit. Yeah, you'll fit nicely. Now, I think all the software on this will be on ROM. It was something that was designed definitely as a productivity tool rather than anything else. It's obviously got something broken at the back there, because that's opening up when the screws are still in. Let's get in this side anyway. There we go. Yeah, so it's definitely had a bit of a Now that could have be the reason why it weren't powering up. As we can see straight away when we're in here, we've got a wire off. We also seem to have a coin cell in there as some form of battery backup. So I'm guessing that wire has come off from that point there. Does look like that looks like where that's come off from. So we can solder that back on. Let's see if we can solder that back on. If we've got enough wire showing there, we'll just tin that end of that up and hopefully it will solder back in place. Oh, just a minute, I've just got to wait for my iron to warm back up. One thing I found with this iron, it's slightly annoying. It does have a standby feature on it. If you don't do anything with it for like 15 minutes, it goes into sleep mode and drops its temperature to about 200 degrees. So then you have to wait for it to come back up to temp. There we go. Yeah, it does come up to temp fairly quickly. should be able to solder that back. Let's just strip a little bit more off, perhaps I've not got enough copper short in there to get that to solder on. Thought I would have, but maybe not. There we go. Just tin that back up. You can solder that back on. There we go. It's interesting. That must be how that's some kind of little reset switch that pushes down on that dome contact there. What else have we got in here? Little inverter for the backlight for the screen. So I might as well still try powering it up from the bench supply. See, I've got that set up and I don't think I've got any, well, at least enough AA batteries up here to power it up. I'm short of AA batteries, I do need to go and get some. Let me just have a quick look up it. No. Thought I might have some in there, but no, I haven't. So we'll cheat and we'll see if we can power it up from the bench supply. Connected up. Sorry, just have to bear with me a second. I'm just connecting my wires to my little bench supply. I will fix the big one at some point as well. I know I keep saying that, but this little one actually does most of what I want. The only disadvantage of it is it only outputs about half an amp, which for a lot of what I do is enough. But my other ones, I think my other one has got about 1.5 or 2 amps. Right, now where's the plug for that gone? There it is. What can I unplug? I can unplug that. I don't need that. There we go. Right. Good job I've not connected them up yet because that's a bit hot. What, about 6 volts on there? There we go. Right, so hopefully we should be able to give this thing some power and see if it actually does do anything. Apart from fall apart, which is what it seems to be doing at the moment. I think we can stretch it out a bit like that. Yeah, that's, if we pull it out a bit like that, at least we can perhaps not risk something shorting out. Right, let's try that. Yeah, because then you can see the screen and everything, and we can try and hook this thing up to some power and see if it indeed does do anything. So we'll get that clip on there. Get that clip on there. And we've got our voltages set, so let's see if the thing will switch on. Nope, he doesn't seem happy. Doesn't seem happy at all. Oh, hang on a minute. On. Oh yeah, it says no. Damn dyslexia. Well, I don't think anyone's going to be home, unfortunately. Nope. I can't even say the lights are on and no one's home, because even the lights aren't on. Let's get that disconnected. We can have a look around this thing anyway and see what we've got. So obviously we've got our keypad there and a matrix display at the top. It's slightly interesting how this thing's all put together actually. Wonder if it needed a reset. Try hitting the reset, see if that does anything. Let's give it one last try. Where's that reset button? Let's see if I can press that and if it does anything. Nope. Nope, it seems completely... Oh, hang on. Well, it's doing something. I don't know what. We've got a the screen's booted up, but it's just a blank. Let me try killing the power to it. It did actually come up with something then, and it's just come up with a blank screen. There doesn't appear to be any contrast controls or anything on this thing to set the screen, but it did for a second actually power up and said initializing, and then this came up. But it doesn't seem to be doing anything else. Let me see if I can hit that reset button and see if that does anything. If I can find it. There it is. No, let's just do a reset like that. It doesn't seem to. The problem with moving this thing around is that it's you've got to be careful nothing shorts out. That's the main issue. It's rather interesting board actually. Let's try one more time, switching it off, switching it back on. I think it says testing, and like I said, then it just comes up with this blank screen. I wonder if it's got a defective ROM in it. I wonder if that's why it's not powering up. I wonder if it's got some defective software in there somewhere. Because it appears... No, I don't know what that on the back is there. Oh, that's... the other interesting thing is it appears to communicate with the outside world using infrared ports rather than RS-232, or parallel or anything like that. It's got one on the back there and it's got one on the top. It does look like it does have some other communication on it, in so much as I thought this may be a charge port or something, which, yeah, you've got a red and a black, but you've also got probably a ground RX and TX for serial communication there as well, by the look of it. Go through a few of the things that are pretty obvious what they are. That's our Z80 CPU there. It's unusual that it's a little square affair, but yeah, basically that is just a standard Z80A CPU. Not sure what speed it is. I doubt it's actually much faster than like 4 megahertz or something like that, because it really wouldn't need to be. Again, it's also surface mount, which for the time, this is probably late 1980s. Let's see if we can find some dates on this. 87. There we go. So that dates it pretty well. Let's see if we can find some of the other chips with dates on them. Can't see anything else that I can see a date which is jumping out at me. 86 there. I'm not sure on this. These are the RAM here. In fact, we've got that's RAM, and these are RAM. The 256 by 8 SRAMs, I think. Yeah, I think they are 256 by 8 them. So it's got a fair chunk of SRAM on it. And then pretty much let's connect the power. I'm guessing pretty much most of on this board here is really just logic, basically, to drive the keyboard. You'll have a custom like a ULA there that's really just to do with the keyboard. Same with that Toshiba chip there. Some basic logic. This is really quite simple. I'm guessing all the programs are stored on these two ROMs there. In fact, I wonder what would happen if I, it probably won't boot if I take one of the ROMs out, but let's try just whipping one of the ROMs out and see if that makes any difference to the to that black screen that we're getting. And these are Toshiba TC 57. The 57256s. So are them an EEPROM, or are they a once only writable ROM? I don't think they have a window under there. No, they don't. Oh yes, they do. Yeah, so they are an EEPROM. You can erase them and reuse them. I wonder if it's going to do anything more now we've taken that ROM out, or if it's going to do even less. Let's have a look. It'll help us switch the power on. No, it doesn't like that, I don't think. Nope. Although something did try and come up then. Let's try it the opposite way. It could just be that one of these ROMs has got some software on it that's trying to communicate with something, and that's what's causing the blank screen. I'm pretty sure if I take both these ROMs out, it just won't do anything. In fact, well, let's try that. These have got the software on them, and it's actually got its operating system on an onboard ROM. It could be if we take them out. It may do something. It's doubtful, but we can have a try. No. It just comes up with that blank screen like that. So it looks like the computer side of it is actually definitely working, because I was getting some messages on the screen. A problem being that that blank screen was coming up and literally just stopping us going any stopping us going any further. So could it be that there's a fault with the LCD on this? That's a distinct possibility, because it looks like the actual the rest of it is indeed actually doing something. Obviously the CPU's running, the RAM's working to some extent, the ROMs are working. Let's try it one more time. And this is it, we just get this this blank screen. That's slightly annoying. I was hoping to actually be able to get into the menu system on this and see what it was actually originally used for, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that far with it. See, when I switch it off, the screen, something actually does come up on the screen, but it's as though that the screen's getting too much voltage or something. It's turning all the pixels hard on. Because when you click the power off and the power dies away, for an initial second you actually do see the test. It says testing. So you see it there again, and then, like I said, the screen goes blank. So there's obviously an issue. There's obviously an issue with the screen in there, the driver board. and I'm not 100% sure what I can. I suppose I could crack into it and see if I can find out what's wrong with it. It shouldn't be anything too taxing, I shouldn't think. Probably not for this video, to be honest, because I literally just wanted to have a crack inside this thing and get it disconnected. I just wanted to have a crack inside this thing and see exactly what it was. I wasn't actually expecting it to be all surface mount like this. I was expecting it to be, especially for its age, for, you know, like mid-80s, I was expecting it really to still be mostly through holes, so that's quite a surprise that it's actually not. And we've, apart from the ROMs, literally everything else, apart from, well, the ROMs and a few resistors and a few transistors, a couple of capacitors, some trimmers down there, all the actual active components are surface mount. Like I said, even the Z80 CPU is a surface mount version. Now we've got some more RAM on this side again. It's got quite a lot of RAM on it. These are 256x8s. It's got more RAM on than I was expecting for something quite this simple. I'm not sure what that chip is there. No, I haven't got a clue what that is, I'm afraid. MCE MT70044. And it's that's 1986, third week of 86. So I think we can date this thing from early 87. Right, well, I don't really know what much more to do with this for the moment. Like I said, it's something I'll probably revisit this at some point in the future and have some more of a play with it, see if I can at least fix that LCD on it and see if we can actually get it to do something. But for now, I think I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, I hope you enjoy having a quick look inside this little cool piece of 80s handheld computing. So I won't bore you with me reassembling it, but that's just what I'm going to do now. I'm going to reassemble it and I'll stick it in a drawer for a yet another rainy day when we can perhaps have a look at actually getting that display to work properly on it. So I'll leave it there for now. Like I say, I hope you enjoyed that little teardown of this Micronic 1000. So thanks for watching and goodbye.